Hello. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to tell you a little bit about living in Europe compared to living in the States. Actually, yeah, all of my life I've been wanting to go to the States, even from Liberia, you know what I'm saying? Uh, Being that Liberia is a small American colony, though Liberia has never been colonized by anyone, you know what I'm saying? And I guess I have to do with the American influence, or American influence in Liberia. You know what I'm saying? As you all know, if you know your history, like I always say, you know what I'm saying, we have the free slaves came out there in the 1800 and settled down, and therefore uh, Liberia is pretty much influenced by the American. We have the American flag, we have the same symbol, except that we have one star, you know what I'm saying, which represents one state, but it's the same red and white, you know what I'm saying. I think it's five white and six red or something like that, or the other way around. So as a Liberian, coming to Europe is, unless you're coming to study or have a relative here, but all of my life I've been wanting to go to state. But and then when I came to Europe, like I always say, European, and then I can the only continent that I could compare Europe to when I came out here was in Africa, you know what I'm saying? I just thought I came in Europe, I came to Denmark in '84, and I thought it was quite different. It was, I'm gonna be honest, it was developed compared to Liberia. And then, as I got developed and my eyes got open, I got exposed, I came to realize that things were not really the way I thought they were gonna be until I went to the state, you know what I'm saying? I went to the state in '93, you know what I'm saying? I first went to Minnesota, like I always say, and Minnesota is a white state, by the way. Okay, when I say, okay, you know what I'm talking about as an American, even as anyone who is not American, there is dominantly white, but there are few blacks out there from the south side, you know what I'm saying? They come there in search of jobs, being that, Minnesota is an industrial state, you know what I'm saying? A lot of jobs opportunity. Actually, you can get ahead pretty much faster compared to the south, you know what I'm saying? So people coming from the south to Minneapolis or Minnesota to work, to look for the good fortune. So when I went to Minneapolis in '93, it was almost like being in Europe. It was almost like being in Denmark, you know what I'm saying? And when I went, I was staying with my brother in Brooklyn. Brooklyn Park is pretty much quiet. It's pretty much like suburbs, more or less like Europe, you know what I'm saying? In a different way, but not that much different from Europe, you know what I'm saying? Compared to downtown Minneapolis or even North Minneapolis. North Minneapolis or even South Minneapolis is a little different. And so, and then, but if I could compare, because I have lived in Europe so much, I have lived in Europe for how long now, on and off kind of thing, maybe 15 years on average. And and then I did not actually, I could not really compare the state compared to that of Europe until I went to Atlanta, Georgia, you know what I'm saying? When I went to Atlanta, Georgia, Atlanta was something else, you know what I'm saying? I went with a Greyhound bus from Minneapolis to my sister in Atlanta, Georgia. When I got on a Greyhound bus, I mean, like, it probably took like maybe 24 hours, if I'm not mistaken, from Minneapolis to Atlanta, Georgia with a Greyhound bus. I'm telling you, man, I mean, like, everybody was speaking to everybody. Mostly everybody on the bus where black was black. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't believe it. I mean, like, you know, the bus would stop to a certain town or a certain city, and then people would get in the bus. You know what I'm saying? And you know, sitting by a friend would come and sit by another guy, you know, and then they would be conversing, communicating with each other. And I find it very, very odd because, you know, when I came from Africa, from Liberia, I've been in Denmark for 5 years before going to the States. So it was kind of strange for me because in Denmark, something like that is unheard of. I mean, something like that is insane. You know what I'm saying? People out here, they don't get in a bus and start to talk to each other. There's no way. There's no hell no. Unless you know someone, you know what I'm saying? And therefore, so when I got on a Greyhound bus, I mean, everybody was chatting on the bus until we got to Atlanta. I found it very, very interesting. You know what I'm saying? I was sitting there as naive, you know. I was just observing, you know what I'm saying? And then, and that was it. I mean, comparing, and then I was in Georgia. Atlanta, Georgia is a pretty much nice state as far as the weather is concerned. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people are in their shorts all over, going all over. You know, my very, very, the impressive impression I have about Atlanta was, you know, I could see cars, almost all the cars. In fact, all the cars that I saw passing by were black. I mean, they were black, all black drivers. You know what I'm saying? I said, well, I can't believe. I mean, I was just standing, just looking. You know what I'm saying? Every car that passed, there were black drivers. You know, there. I don't see no white. You know what I'm saying? Coming from Denmark, I said, wow, this is where I want to be. This is my land. You know, I'm home. You know what I'm saying? You know, I found it very, very interesting. And then on and on and on. You know, I was in Atlanta for probably like I don't know, 3 months or so. You already heard that in my videos. You know what I'm saying? I mean, comparing the States and Europe all together. If I could, okay, I live in the Netherlands. Netherlands is also considered Holland. You know, it's in Europe. Netherlands is it's okay. It's okay. People are much more open out there compared to Denmark. Netherlands is okay, and you know, they have coffee shops all over where you can go and buy your joint. You know, if the weather's nice, just get out there and buy your joint. You know, it don't have to be a whole bag. Just buy the joint and sit there and smoke. Or even if it's a winter time, just sit right there and smoke your joint. You know what I'm saying? I mean, no one's bothering you. Where else have I lived in Europe? I live in London. I mean, generally, the mentality here in Europe is the same, more or less the same. Mentality in London is the same. You know what I'm saying? Except for the fact that London is a large city compared to where I'm living, even compared to Copenhagen. You know what I'm saying? People interact. You see people all over, but it's not the same as in a state. You know what I'm saying? People still keep their individualism. You know what I'm saying? You don't just call anyone attention like that and start a burst conversation with them, and that's some of the differences. But I think, to me, living in the state is the best because I'm a kind of social guy, like I always state. You know what I'm saying? I hate isolation. I don't like to be isolated. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that I'm always on the verge. I'm always out there looking for someone to mingle with or to be friends with. But you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I have no reason to complain living. In fact, when I lived in the States, I was always living by myself. But to me, it felt like I was at home because in the state that, you know, there's nothing called isolation. There's nothing called living alone. You know what I'm saying? You are always around people. You know what I'm saying? Compared to living here, you know. But um, a lot of disadvantages, a lot of advantages and disadvantages about living in the state. You know, the other way around, disadvantages and advantages of living in Europe. You know what I'm saying? And but the States is more fun, you know what I'm saying, much more funner than over here. You know what I'm saying? Like on a Saturday like that in the state, you see people washing their cars all over, music barking, especially in Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah, you got, I mean, they're fun all over, you know, people just, you know, my girlfriend Winnie, she'll be driving, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see nothing like that over here. Over here is, it's reserved, kind of conservative, which is no life at all. Like I always say, you know, I don't, that's not what I want to end my life with, you know what I'm saying? And the European themselves, I pretty much used to it, you know, I mean, pretty much used to it. And there's no, you don't hear music biking, even on a night, like a nice weather like that, you don't hear people, you know, except for the foreigner, you know, there are a lot of Arabs got out here, but as a Danish person to be driving and doing like that, hell no, hell no. Like I always say, people out here, they always, I mean, their joy is determined by the other person's, thought. You know what I'm saying? What this person gonna think about me when I do it. That's all what Denmark is about. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, I always single out Denmark out. Denmark is a weird country. They're always thinking about what the other person might say if they do something. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, there's no freedom at all. They're not free in their mind at all. You know what I'm saying? And I don't consider that life. I don't consider that life completely. You know what I'm saying? Because to live life, you have to live in the fullest. If you're not doing that, then you are kind of trapped in your mind. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is out here. London is okay. London is okay. You know what I'm saying? Netherlands is okay. I haven't lived in Sweden yet. And therefore, you know, you know, the whites in the States or in America, they have, I mean, their mentalities are different, quite different. You know what I'm saying? And but all in all, I prefer living in the States. I prefer living in the state for the fact, not because I don't know, yeah. I mean, living in the state is like living, I mean, being at home, you know what I'm saying? It's like being at home. Even though it's not to say that I don't like to be among Danish people or white people or whatever, but it just, I'm a man, I'm a guy who has a lot of talent. I don't suppress myself. I don't try to behave the way they behave, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm always the opposite of them, you know what I'm saying? I'm always the opposite. I mean, I don't try to conduct myself in a still kind of way. No, life is too short to be living that way, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm always the opposite. And people don't dress in a different way, except for the young people. But older people, they try to dress in a conservative way. You know, they always want to dress so that the other people can approve of them. Hell no, life's too short to be living like that, you know what I'm saying? Like I wear my hair like this almost most of the time in town. Yeah. Something I do go in town without my hat on, but you know what I'm saying? Hey, I just want to be different, that's all. I just want to be different, and I walk differently, you know. I get, like getting off the bus, for instance, I mean, they always want to make sure that they're not falling down. You know, they hold the rails, for instance, to make sure that they're stable enough. You know, if the bus breaks, then they will behave in a way that, so that the other people can think that they're behaving foolishly. Hell no. You know, the word of God said, don't be overly wise. Why would you destroy yourself, and don't be overly foolish? And why would you die before your time? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, I thank God that I'm a black man, that I'm a person living in this skin, you know what I'm saying? I can do anything. You know what I'm saying? As a real artist, one who's a real talent, this country is not for you at all. It's not for you at all. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, uh, yeah, there's a lot of bad. I mean, negative. Like I always say, the negative always the positive. The way I'm living right here is it's almost all. It's like I consider it as a graveyard because I don't see anything so quiet. I mean, I haven't seen any kind of residential area so quiet. Nice weather, like 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 60 degrees Fahrenheit. People will be indoors, indoors. I mean, in a little apartments. Hell no. You know, sometimes when I'm singing, I'll open my window and say, "Hey, you guys are living in a graveyard, man. I'm the only lively person here." You know what I'm saying? I mean, what are you living for, man? What are you living for? You know what I'm saying? The only thing I'm waiting on right now, as you all know, that I was kicked out, I was deported from the state, actually removed from the state. When I was first deported, it was originally for 5 years, 5 years ban. But what happened was when I got deported in 2000, I went back in 2000 June, I went back in August. So that might have triggered it to another 10 years, I don't know, 20, I don't know. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna call INS tomorrow to find out, because I've been here 10 years now, so 10 years is over. So what I'm thinking about is to either go to the States or go to Canada within a few months from now. You know what I'm saying? That's my plan right now. But I have, because what I did in August, when I got deported in 2000 June of, 2000 June, I went right back again August, same year, and I didn't come true. So I don't know if that add another 5 years to it. I have no idea. So I'm gonna call them tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I have faith in God. Wherever I go into this world, I believe that God is gonna open a way. And as far as work permit is concerned and resident permit is concerned, hey, with God everything is possible. But I don't see myself living here forever. As far as living here to and getting my old age, you know what I'm saying? It's no, this, you know, that's not how I want to end my life at all. I'm gonna stop and continue again. Okay.